Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truin. I work for the law office of Vincent Davis, and I co-host Fight Real Talk with Miss G and the gang. And I have the gang with me today: Darren Guy, Barbara, and Dr. Fowler. I know you guys were talking about um, you guys had a chance to look at the article that I sent you guys, right?
Correct.
Who wants to start? Barb, Darren, or
The
Miss
state.
Dr.
I'll
Fowler?
let you
Huh?
guys go first. I said it's your guys, so I'll let you guys go first
Well,
on that.
it's a law that's been on the books since 2010, thanks to Arnold Schwarzenegger, where therapists, any therapist, and people calling themselves therapists, can have
Mhm.
a child removed and essentially placed in a group home or a facility without parental consent, without any. Now, the original law, there had to be at least a tiny suspicion of abuse. They're now trying to work it where there doesn't have to be any suspicion of abuse. Um, this is, basically just another way to make it easier for somebody to call themselves a therapist and sees kids without any due process, any reason. I mean, this is a power grab to an already horrible law because a kid could just go in and say, "Oh, I don't want to go home because I didn't do my chores." And the therapist can say, "Okay, we'll put you in CPS custody and put you in a group home." And that's all that's required. And we already know CPS doesn't allow due process. They don't need proof in courts or anything. So now you've got a therapist saying, "Well, the kid didn't want to go home, so I took the kid." And CPS saying, "Oh, good, we get some more money." That's essentially what it is. It's a way to help CPS steal more children. Again, no warrant will be needed to remove the children. No actual proof of anything will be needed. And now, with this shit, now the way the 2010 law was, you had to at least have a little bit of suspicion kind of thing going on that there was some kind of abuse. Now that even goes away. So there is absolutely nothing. These are just a way for the state to take more kids without, I mean, these are kids. They don't understand the consequences of their actions. They don't get what it means to be in state custody. Oh, I get to go somewhere where they can't get onto me. Well, they can. The foster parents are not. But it's just a play to get more kids. Again, no proof, no evidence, not even a suspicion of abuse is required here. Just kid doesn't want to go home.
Yeah, this is AB. This is the bill AB 665 that we're talking about. That's the one that we're
Yes,
talking
thank
about.
you.
Mhm. I think it's sickening too because where does this turn into the HIPAA laws? When now that because what age does a kid covered under a HIPAA law that your parents are notified because they don't even have to tell the parents if they are said at the age of 12, right? Was where this starts. So a health professional can automatically throw you into a home with the parents' knowledge. At what age is it? I wonder. I'll check into this. What when you're a HIPAA as a minor, when you're by right supposed to know what the medical conditions are and be notified of these type of situations. I mean, they're breaking their own.
I can answer that for you. It's 12. And basically, the therapist just has to say, "Do you want me to speak on your behalf?" And once the child answers yes, not knowing what they're consenting to, then the therapist can go tell CPS this child doesn't want to be home. This child, blah, 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 blah. Put him in a group home. You've got him now. I'm taking him away from the parents. That's how they do it. That's how they get around the HIPAA laws. They ask the child, "Do you want me to speak on your behalf?"
Right. And then in this case too, they're saying that they're themselves, right? And this is how they're getting on with it too, they're immediately put into, as I guess you would in a DHS classification, to be imminent danger. So that allows the states to just intervene as soon as they want to. Is that
my understanding, again, there doesn't have to be imminent danger. Like I said, there has to be no even suspicion of abuse. Before the previous law, you had to have at least suspicion, reasonable suspicion, I think is how it was worded, something like that. You at least had to have suspicion there was some kind of abuse going on. So that would fall under the imminent danger category. Now, like I said, from what I've read, no, kid just doesn't want to go home. Okay, we'll put him in the system. What they're doing is they're lowering the age where a child is treated like an adult. And what happens to these children in the system? All the missing children and stuff. Now you've got a child who, oh no, it's okay. They're over 12. They can consent. Well, you signed up for this. You wanted this. You didn't want to go home. That's what they're doing. It's disgusting. Instead of fixing the law to say there has to be proof of abuse, there has to at least be serious, suspicion of abuse, some kind of proof. Instead of fixing a defective law that was made in 2010, they are making the law even worse.
In my
So isn't
opinion,
it-
wait, hold on, Darren, for a second. So basically, what they're trying to do is make parents go to war for the safety and protection of their children. This is basically how they do it. So basically, they're targeting the parents, and so there'll be war upon all of them. That's what I'm gathering.
Right. And we just had a
Right,
case up here by where I live, up in Northern California,
Mhm.
a month or so ago, where a girl was at school and her therapist basically kind of conned her into saying she felt like she was a boy. So
Mhm.
then everything at school got changed. She was being called a boy and all this other stuff. Mom found out, sued. Guess who won? Mom. So this would actually make it harder for that mom. Because now instead of just saying no at school, we're going to transition your child, they're going to say, you don't agree, we're taking your child from you. When this child had special needs, the mother knew that this child knew she was a girl. This was just a group think, and a school therapist who knows what their requirements are, but who talked this girl into doing this, essentially, because it's the cool thing to do,
But
and
but
now
wait, Barbara,
actually, under this law, they would be able to take that child from the mother.
right? But there's also gays and lesbians who are speaking out, saying kids are not they can't make a decision like that at that age. At
Right,
that
exactly.
age, teenagers don't know what the hell they want from today, tomorrow, last week, last month, last year. Mind changes constantly. So what they're saying, even I've seen, like I said, I've seen gays and lesbians that actually stood up and said, "Why are you bringing drag queens to schools? Why are you having them perform at schools? Like, what
But
is the
see,
point of all this?"
under this law, if the child wanted to go to that show and the mother didn't want him to go to that show, the school could take the child.
Correct.
This
Correct.
is taking away, here everybody's trying to get this parents' bill of right passed. This is taking away a parent's say in anything. This, I mean, if your child is upset with you, they can just, I don't want to go home.
You're right.
They're saying that you're not strong enough to recognize the mental disorders that your kids facing, that the parents aren't equipped well to decide whether their child's at risk for a suicide or for a depression problem or anything else. So now they're actually placing the schools first over the parents, which for a lot of years we've always fought. Hey, no, we parent children, not the schools. It's not the job. I think it says a Hillary Clinton thing, like it's to raise a child. No, it does take a village to raise a child, but it takes the parents to for the village to raise. So people need to remember that, so with that's saying that this 12-year-old can go to school and cry wolf and then be whisked away by no means of the parent or whatever, just because they're crying out. That's disgusting, because now, and then parents not to be notified. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing.
Or anything.
There was a video at a ladies' restroom, and somebody was filming it. It was a transgender young person, and he was jacking off in front of the camera, in front of the mirror in the camera. Ooh. In the bathroom. And
Yep.
there was a lady in the back of him. She didn't realize what was going on. She was trying, to go to the restroom, and that was that. And I couldn't believe it. And to me, it's given way too much. Nothing against gays and lesbians, you guys. I mean, I'm like, hey, whatever makes you happy, but I don't have to agree with everything people do, right? So
Right.
again, this is real talk, so I'm gonna say it. They shouldn't allow transgenders into a women's bathroom. Like I'm talking about male, who dress like women. I guess I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they shouldn't be allowed in the ladies' bathroom, period. I dress a man as a man and a woman as a woman. That is my opinion. You can't, I mean, I can dress as a cat right now, right? And I can dress like a cat and I can address myself as a cat, correct? Do you guys
Yeah.
understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
you
this
can
is,
say whatever, but the bottom line is biology.
yeah, but
You
underneath
have
the costume is a
everything that's
woman.
period. That's it. Period.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
now, under this law, if that's happening in your school and you say, I'm taking my kid out of the school because it's happening, but your kid has a bunch of friends there and wants to stay, again, they can go to the school and say, I don't want to go home because I want to stay in this school. And you, as the parent, have no say because now they'll take your child.
That is, see,
And
this
again,
is
these
how,
therapists at the school, like that one up here, she wasn't concerned that this child was special needs. She wasn't concerned about how after they transitioned her at school, her grades and everything started dropping. She was just concerned about transitioning this child. She didn't care about the child because they get more money for certain kids at school.
I'm gonna
That's
mention something. I'm gonna mention someone that called me today, trying to get advice. She is in LA County. I'm not gonna mention the name. She has a daughter. She's 8 years old. Her daughter was in college already. She's a genius. She's smart. Her daughter was all over the news. She speaks 4 languages, etc., etc. CPS removed her daughter. Now, she's well educated, well taken care of, very smart, very healthy, mother's hands on mom, but they still removed her child. Put her child somewhere in a ghetto with a non family member. Now, in the name of God, how can that be possible? Think about it for a minute. She's a genius. She's a genius child.
Mhm.
And in fact, the journalist that wrote an article about her is in LA County. So therefore, I mean, we are going to help this mom, but the problem with this whole thing, like I said to you guys before, they don't take abused children. They take healthy children from good mothers and dads. I mean, from good moms and dads. So don't think that the system works. I keep telling you guys this. So this woman I'm talking about, they basically told her mom said. So the social worker wrote on the report that her mom said all kinds of crap about her. Her mom is an educated woman. That mother is an educated mom as well. And no priors, nothing against them. So the mother got mad at the mom, the maternal grandmother, and because she believed what the workers said, wrote down that the mother said. The grandmother didn't say any of that. And I told her, I said, don't believe it. Then I told you guys they attacked the family first. Then somebody told her that she should put her story on social media publicly. I said, don't do that. She said, I'm still the mom. I said, you are. However, if you do that, they're going to retaliate harder on you. They will find out. And that she shouldn't take advice from an attorney. I don't understand how people think that they actually have control over the state and county. Like just because you're a mother or a dad or a mom and a dad doesn't mean anything to them. You have to do this legally. You can't depend on the court appointed attorney, because she even told me today that person didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Absolutely zero on their first hearing. Their first hearing is important. And it was zero. And they lied to her and her mom and said they're going to get the child that day. That's not true. So they had them go to court, and they literally screwed up the case on purpose. So you guys think, I know me and Davis always disagree on that topic. He thinks there are some good attorneys, I'm sorry, some good public defenders out there. I say zero. He says some, I say zero. There aren't any. If there are, we would hear successful stories. But
Yeah.
even if they are, they send the child to the abusive father or mother.
Mhm.
So either way, they fuck up because the children are not protected. The children are not thought of. All they see children as is exactly like Nancy Schaefer said, merchandise that sells. And that's it. So what are they going to do? They're going to take our parental rights, God-given rights to us as parents. So why are you social workers sons of idiots? I'm talking about your mommy and daddy, idiots, to even raise you. Um, give ears to unfounded allegations on good moms and dads, but yet you turn your face the other way, where the children who are really being abused from the mommy and the boyfriend, and then end up being killed. See, that part doesn't make sense to me. And then I realized years later, hey, that's because they're damaged.
Yeah,
They
they don't
can't
want a kid with
help it.
two broken arms and broken legs. They're
There you go.
broken
They're damaged.
2-year-old. They don't want that.
Exactly. So basically, what they're doing, social workers, they know. Literally, you guys think they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You're literally looking at social workers. Anytime you see a social worker, you're going to see a demon in them. They're so dark. Look at their eyes. Just look inside the eyes are the window to your soul. Just look at the eyes. The most important part of the body to me, when you want to know someone first, look at their eyes. You either see a devil in disguise, or you will see an actual human with compassion and empathy. So the system, our narcissistic sociopathic system, who live and breathe on bullying families. Families are God-given rights. Remember this: when Adam, when Eve, I mean, when the serpent went to Eve, didn't go to Adam first, because women in general are emotional. They're a little gullible. Gullible. We are gullible. We believe. We believe what we hear. We tend to believe what we hear. It's not until you fall so many times, then you wake up and realize, hey, that I can't trust everyone. Went to Eve first. And there you have it. There's a reason for that. We are the life givers. We give life. What the enemy wants is to destroy that life that we give. So the life that we give is a gift from God. This is not a miracle. This is not by luck or by chance. This is a gift. A good mother, a good mom, and a good dad raise their children accordingly, meaning they nourish them, they guide them, they guide them in a way without punishment, physical punishment, or threats. Even Jesus speaks about that in the Bible. Do not threaten your child. Do not make your child fear you or fear anything. So the way we raise our children, the way we raise them, is a gift from God. But what the system wants to do is to destroy it. Just like they took God out of the whole,
Pledge of
school
Allegiance.
system and the whole United States. But yet, when you go to court, they say, swear under oath in God, you say what? Say the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Which
You're
God are you
swearing,
talking
God,
about?
yeah, you're swearing on your God. You're never supposed to do that.
But the thing about it is, which God are they talking about? Because God didn't tell them to do any of that. God did not give them permission to do any of that.
Right. And
God did
inside of that
not.
book that you're swearing on, inside of that book you're swearing on, are the rules that say that you should not take children away from their parents. Love thy mother and father. Those are God's guarantees.
Is it
So
really?
swearing
Is
on
it
that.
really? Is it that really the book, or is it just a fake book? Because to me, they're doing everything against God. Now, gays and lesbian, like I said, hey, God bless.
Just don't infiltrate the family.
But that's their lives. They can do whatever they want. You can't enforce your whatever your behavior is or whatever your thought process is. You can't enforce that on me. You can't, or anyone, right? I look at this. My mom and dad raised us this way, and I follow this way, and I am in my 50s, and I will never waver from it. If it's not in the Bible, don't do it. Is it in the Bible? My mom and dad, one time I said to him, my dad, I said, Dad, my friend wants to go. I was in high school, I think. And then I said, my friend wants to go to this club. And she said that she can give me fake IDs, etc. My dad just looked at me and my mom, and he just got the Bible and he looked at it. He said, is it in the Bible? I said, no, Dad, it's not in the Bible. He said, then don't do it. And that was that. You tell a teenager that nowadays, they'll call the police on you.
Well, they want to know what the Bible is
actually
first.
take their side. Yeah. I'm just telling you how I was raised, and it worked. It worked. You know why? Because the system wasn't that corrupt back then. It wasn't. I do fear God in a healthy way, though.
Right.
I do. I respect God. I respect Him. I thank Him that He actually gave me life. So other people don't understand that gift. They don't understand that life. Why? Because every day they fear that their teenager is going to call the police on them. Every day they fear that CPS is going to get involved. So there is a reason the system is making you guys this way. We are the parents. We are the parents. We are supposed to raise our children. But what do? Cartels comes in, borders open, and guess what? They're sticking drugs in people's drinks, get you hooked. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't do drugs. But when they're out in public or whatever, there's some designated asshole, demon asshole that actually slips things in people's drinks to make you hooked on drugs. So drugs are introduced in several different ways. Your friend kind of like entices you to try it, tells you it's okay, and you're gullible, naive, and stupid, and you go fall for it. Drugs are not healthy. Drugs are not normal. Anything that takes away from you is not going to help you, is going to kill you and hinder your life forever. You guys need to wise up. Like, you can have a drink or two, but I've seen people that get so drunk, they start vomiting. And then they sleep, they like wake up and they're on the floor somewhere. That's not healthy either. And then they make excuses. Oh, well, Jesus, turned water into wine. Don't put that on. Yeah, don't put that on Jesus now.
Yeah.
No. That's an excuse. That's an excuse for your stupid behavior. Why is drugs numbing you? Why do you want to be numbed? I'm telling you this because I love you. I honest to God love people. I do. I really do. But you guys need to wake up. You guys cannot be under the control of your government. The government are not for the people. I don't care what they say on national television, oh yeah, I'm going to do this when I take office. Fuck you. Because we've been hearing this over and over and over and over again. The actual person that actually did some shit is Donald Trump. Okay? Whether you like the man or not, I don't give a fuck. But he did things that was for the people. You guys need to do your homework. I don't care if his mouth is, like diarrhea comes out of his mouth. I don't care. All I care about is what his passion is to help the American people. That man said a lot of things before he left office that now I see it every day that it was true. We all thought he was crazy. He's not crazy. He really isn't. He's just fed up. You guys need to be fed up too. You guys need to stand together. We all need to stand together. You're black, white, purple, green, aqua blue. I don't care. We all need to stand together. They're dividing blacks and whites. That's what our government is doing. They're separating blacks and whites. They're separating Middle Eastern and Asian. They want us all divided. Because if we are all united, I kid you not, they're going to fear us. They're going to fear us. We are paying for their fucking salary. Why are we paying for their salary when they're fucking stealing our children?
Mhm.
If you guys really think about it, I cry every fucking day at work. Every day. When I hear a mother suffering in pain, agony, when I hear a grandmother dying inside, when I hear a loving aunt cry out for her niece or nephew, when I hear a dad begging for help. But what does the system want to do? Separate the family, separate the husband and wife, separate everyone. And for us to go against everyone in America, meaning they want the people to fight among each other. So what do? They say, "Oh yeah, this white guy, call the police on this black guy." It's all a setup. This shit is all a setup. It's all a setup, and we are falling for the fucking trap. I love everyone. When I say everyone, everyone, the only ones I stay away from, and I literally distance myself from, pathological liars, people who hurt other people, and people who make fun of people. Pain. I stay away from these people. I don't need them in my fucking circle. So, what I'm trying to tell you right now, you guys need to put your hands together everywhere in the States, everywhere. And we need to be heard. But if you think Washington has a rally and that's a big deal, to me, it's not a fucking big deal. You know why? That's just one fucking state. I'm looking for all fucking states to stand together. All people in every fucking state to gather and fucking get together and start being loud. Start fucking being loud. And you fucking Americans out there who don't fucking believe what I'm saying one day is going to happen to your ass or your daughter's ass or somebody you know's ass. And then one day you're going to be like, it makes sense now. It's happening to me. Well, why don't you fucking put yourself in everybody else's shoes? Instead of you being selfish, automatically think these people are bad parents. Why don't you fucking put yourself in their shoes before you fucking judge someone that is fighting for their children? And when I'm saying children, I'm talking about grandmothers, aunts, uncles, moms and dads. This is family. This is fucking family. But this is pissing the fuck out of me because every day, every fucking day, I cry. I cry. I mean, I sent a group text message to Darren, to Dr. Fowler, to Auntie Barb, and I said, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good. But then they said, let's cancel the show today. We'll just do a rerun. I said, no, never, never, never. I'm not going to stop because I want every child home with their mom, their dad, with home where there's not abuse. That's the home I'm talking about. Moms and dads who are on drugs, stop it. Fucking stop. It's not going to help you. It's going to numb you. It's going to confuse you. You're not going to do the right thing in life. Don't give them power over you. Drugs are not for us. They're not for us. And if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. I don't care. This is why I call my show Real Talk. I don't give a fuck. But you guys need to hear the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, but that's okay. Let it hurt. But really think about what I'm saying. Who are you helping when you're doing drugs? No one. No one. Not even you. Not your kids. You're just giving ammunition to the system to remove your kids. That's pretty much it. You guys think you have friends that you can count on? You don't know your friends. You really don't know your friends. I don't call Barbara and Dr. Fowler and Darren friends. I call them family. Have I ever referred to you guys as friends?
Nope.
Barbara and Dr. Fowler? No, never. I knew these people before I chose them to be on my show. And don't ask me how I know, but every one of them are telling the God honest truth. Every one of them. So, what I'm trying to tell you is be mindful, know who you're entertaining in your circle. Don't just allow anyone in your home. Don't allow your children just to go to anyone. Because they're not gonna CPS is not gonna be like, oh yeah, well your child was sleeping at her friend's house, her dad was making having smoking meth or whatever meth is, and then somehow the child got, you know, she had to be hospitalized because something happened to her, and then they're gonna blame you. They're not gonna blame the sleepover night that you were not aware of. Growing up, I can honestly tell you, I've never gone to any friend's house to have a sleepover. My mom and dad always brought them over to our house. If they
Facts.
wanted to sleep over, they pajama party, whatever, at our house. My dad and my mom were very protective, and I thank God every fucking day for my parents. The same parents I used to think they're old fashioned. When I was a teenager, I was like, oh my God, my mom and dad are old fashioned. No, they protected us and they did a damn good job.
Yep.
They did a damn good job. And let me tell you something, teenagers. Be thankful you have loving parents. Do not give ears to your friends at school. Do not give ears to all this bullshit talk that you hear. Respect your parents. Love them because that's all you got. That's all you got. Especially if you have great parents. Love them. Respect them and listen to them because they will guide you because they learned from their own mistakes in life. So listen, have an ear to that. Don't have an ear to the news. Don't have an ear to your teachers. Don't have an ear to your friends. These motherfuckers who call themselves friends, when you're in the midst of your troubles, they will not be there. They will not be there. So before you call someone friends, really diagnose it. Really know who they really are. Because oftentimes those friends are the ones that fuck you without you watching. They're the ones who report you to CPS without you realizing. Do not believe everything you hear on social media. Do not believe anyone that tells you I'm a child advocate. Do not believe any of that shit. You have to know who they are. You got to know who they are. So wise up. Wise the fuck up. Dr. Fowler, do you want to elaborate on anything I said?
I don't know if I can really, pardon me, elaborate. I have to keep going off camera today because
What's the matter, Dr. Fowler?
because everything that you said, I can't stop crying.
Oh, Dr. Fowler, don't lose hope. Honest to God, I have been talking to people. I even send Barbara attorneys that I sent emails to. Right, Barbara? I sent it to you yesterday.
Yeah, but be careful with the whole not trusting people because the first one on there was one that told me I couldn't even appeal judges' decisions or present evidence. That's how bad our area is. So they tell you one thing and they tell me something else and they do something totally different in court. Yeah.
Well, that's why George
That's,
says you
I
need
mean,
to
that's
investigate
like
everything.
you're saying, don't trust because that's why I've told you most of those lawyers that you sent me the names of, I've already experienced. And so who they are to you, because I'm sure they Google Mr.
And we need
Davis's
to
name.
get you somebody. We need to get you somebody not in your area, then in your county.
Yeah, because I'm sure what they did was Google Mr. Davis's name and well, let's see what, let's be nice and professional here. And then
They were
reality,
very nice and professional to
I'm
me.
sure. But that first one on your list, she's the one, Mr. Davis, God bless him. The thing where he helps other lawyers kind of navigate the system. He was going to do that for free with her. Absolutely for free. And she refused.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and she's the one who had the secret little meeting with CPS that she couldn't tell me. She didn't tell me it was happening. She refused to tell me what was being said there, even though I didn't give her permission to go talk to him. Then she tried to bill me for it. So I wrote on the bill, when you tell me what was said, I'll consider paying you. I haven't heard from her since. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, be careful because certain people, they're one way to one person, one way to another person. Then you go in court and they're totally different.
Yeah, they call that two-faced.
Well, this is like 3-4 face. I mean,
Dr.
because they do.
Fowler, but
Yeah.
I wanted just to say, Dr. Fowler, I understand your pain, and I know you want me to sleep every night at 9 o'clock, but I can't because of people like you and everyone else.
It's exhausting. It's definitely the toll that it takes on every person. And see, this just explains, and I don't mean to be crass about this, but it's not just the child and the parents. How you see just in this show, like you have an aunt, you have a grandma. The effect of taking one child from a home affects as many, as I always say this, is it affects as many as their names come out of their mouths. You know what I mean? Like it could be your friends, you know, their family. It affects them because their kids don't play with your child anymore. Like there's much more of an impact than people realize. And they think that they're saving one child. They're not. When they're saving that one child that doesn't need saving anyway, they've destroyed how many others in their week, including the child that they're saying they're saving. And this is what people don't understand.
Right.
That people don't sit the time. They don't sit back and wait for a second. You know, they took little Molly Sue away from that mom and dad, which, geez, we saw them at all the soccer games and they were doing great. They were doing this. Maybe they had an argument and the police came and they got a domestic dispute charge, which was false. They were maybe because they were arguing in public. Who knows? But just because they do that, now all of a sudden, like you said, Georgette, the people that were once surrounding them and their nucleus dissipate because they don't want to have anything to do with them. And that's a suck position when you're that person that needs their help and their assistance. Those friends that you once had will go away because they don't want the association, because these CPS assholes will come and attack them next. You know,
No,
like
but the
this
friends
is
are the ones that usually report them. That's what I'm telling you, Darren.
truth. But I'm saying, just like what I'm saying is this: I don't understand the impact of removing one child. They think that they're saving a child, but in lieu of saving a child, they've destroyed how many?
Right. And
You know?
I had a juvenile dependency lawyer explain to me, out of the area, so she can't help me here. She explained CPS the best. First of all, it's not protecting, it's profiting. They're looking for numbers for more money. But CPS's goal is to break the family, to break the parents, either financially or emotionally. Well, when you have no money to be broken financially, they're going to go after you emotionally. And so what Dr. Fowler is feeling right now, what we all feel, that's on purpose. Because then they can go to court and say, oh, you're mentally unstable.
Yeah.
But then what we don't abuse our children, but then they don't see what they do to the children. Well, they see, but everybody out there needs to see what happens to these children who have been in the system. If you don't believe us, Google it. Look, there's all kinds of all over YouTube, Facebook, everything of former foster kids speaking out. Listen to their own words and what they've gone through and ask yourself, if this is happening over and over again, do you really think these social workers don't know what's happening? When a child tells her therapist, I'm afraid of my foster mother, and that social worker turns around and tries to force that child to be adopted by that foster mother, you're telling me this is not by design?
Yeah, and
they know what they're doing. See,
right?
Now neighbors and children who report, they might not understand the full consequences, but CPS knows full well what they're doing. They know that they are destroying these children and these families. They know it. But the money and the power is more important than the child and the family.
And that's a money-making machine. That's all it is a money-making machine.
I'm gonna share a link with all of you guys, and I want you to watch this documentary. The child's name is Anna Solves. She was adopted. She came from a very abusive home. Her mother died when she was 18 months, and she had other siblings, a brother. Her dad, she remembered things that were happening to her from her dad when she was 1 year old. Do you guys think the children don't know? Oh, they know. People don't think the child would remember things from age 18 months. That's not true. They remember everything. What they do is they keep things in their head. It's called the memory, the forbidden box. They put it in there, and they don't want to think about it. But their behavior is exactly demonstration of what the abuse that happened to them. They reflected on somebody else in their lives. I want you to watch this documentary, and I want you to really understand how a child brain works.
Right.
I,
They're acting
I,
out in anger. They're
it's
pissed
sad,
because
but
they take them and
it has a ending to it that is she's now a spokesperson for abused children. She got married. She's beautiful inside and the outside. But I want you guys to watch her documentary. It's very important to understand.
and
What
that's
CPS is doing is that they think adopting a child, she was adopted, by the way, twice. They're adopting a child that at that age, the child doesn't remember who their parents are. The child does remember who their parents are because she pointed at her dad's hand. The psychiatrist showed her a picture. He said, "Do you see your dad in there?" She said, "Oh, yeah, that's his hand." And it was. She was 18 months. She remembers. So shame on you, government. May God have mercy on your fucking dark souls.
no.
Shame on you, county. Shame on you, Governor Newsom, piece of shit. Shame on you, Biden and Camilla. Shame on you. Shame on you, social workers. Shame on you, judges. Shame on you. Like I said, may God have mercy on your souls. May you reap what you sow, and you will. Believe me, God's word is not lie, is truth. He could be very slow to anger, but believe me when I tell you, one day, when you meet the Creator Himself, you're going to be like, oh my God, I should have done it different. Too late. And I wish to God I'm in heaven and I can watch your asses in fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's one thing I ask of God, for me to see all these evildoers in hell rotting and screaming. That's where you belong, because you guys are destroying families. You guys are literally killing every child out there. Every fucking child out there crying out, crying out. You motherfuckers. And you're fucking giving them medication. You're fucking numbing them. You're giving them drugs to keep them silent. You pieces of shit. I have no, I literally hate you, government. And I don't hate that deep, but I hate you. Because every cry out I hear, every cry of a parent, my heart breaks in pieces. And you guys think or want the American people to believe that it's for the benefit of the children, you depleted dark souls, you pieces of shit. You have no value. You have no, like, literally no family values. You're broken inside, and you think the parent needs help and mental help. You made the parent crazy. You literally expect a parent, a family member, period, to actually act normal when you steal their children.
To be
And it's
calm and yeah,
exactly.
okay.
I mean, what the fuck you want them to do? Oh yeah, come on, take my kids, take them, please take them. No, motherfuckers, they're not gonna behave that way. So you know who really needs mental help and psych
Yep.
medication? You son of a bitches! It's you, social workers. You
Yep.
court-appointed fucking attorneys. You district attorneys, piece of shits. That's
Guardian
who
alone, all of them.
And in fact, judges also need to get their shit together. You're not wearing that black robe for nothing. This is not a fucking shit show. This is people's lives. This is children's lives. Wake up. Educate your fucking selves. How you can determine a liar if somebody's telling the truth. Educate your fucking selves. You're not just sitting on the fucking bench looking pretty. Educate yourself. Learn psychology. Study it. Be able to distinguish a narcissist in front of you. Don't just give the children to the narcissist because they're charming. Oh, they're quiet. Oh, they have a title. They're firefighters. Oh, they have a badge. Oh, they're district attorneys. Oh.
Yeah, they must be good people, right? They must be great people.
Fucking shit. Bullshit. A badge is not gonna fucking save the children. You assholes. Anyone can be a fucking cop. Anyone can be a fucking firefighter. Anyone can be a district attorney. Anyone can be a fucking judge. You pieces of shit. I hate everything about you. I hate what you're doing to parents. I hate what you're doing to children. So fuck you. I need a break. You guys can start.
I think a good 5 minute would be a good. Maybe let's go on a pause here for 5 minutes. How's everybody feel about that? We'll come back in. Let's come back in 5 minutes. We'll take a break and regather.
Okay.
No, Darren, we're not coming back in 5 minutes. Just
Well, I think that's a good way for everybody to just absorb for a minute what you said and to not move on to anything else to that impact of what you just said, Georgette. Like that's.
I am. Look, you guys don't know what I do. You don't know. But if I show you my text messages, I was up until 3:45 a.m. working. I didn't fucking sleep because a mother was dying on the phone with me, literally dying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you guys don't know what I do. You guys don't see what I do. It's not just working for Davis. No, I help people.
That's a suck job.
What you guys don't understand is that a mother's cry is so.
That's what they don't get. Look at the impact. Look at the impact that they have. Even on the people that work for the people that are trying to help the people, she can only handle so much. Like this woman, her days are surrounded by nothing but people calling in, seeking help. And these aren't just like, hey, can you help me? This is people pleading for their lives, willing to sell their souls to get their kids back. It's crazy.
It's not even just that. It's not even just that. What it is, you guys don't understand is that they're turning families against the mother. Like, I'll give you an example. This woman last night, her and her mother were very close. And her sister, and they turned them against each other. Now she can't even hire an attorney because now the family thinks she's really bad. And that's why I told you guys have to be stronger than this. You guys cannot allow them to do this to you. I mean, to the family. The family. Think of it, the family. You guys are not, you have to support each other. You have to be family. We all should be family. All of us should be family. We all should be family. That's true.
And that's why it's so important to get this information out so that people know, so that, the neighbor, the family member, whatever, doesn't think, oh, well, I can just do this and nothing will happen. They need to know this isn't paperwork. This is children and families. Children are dying because of this system. And people say, oh, it's broken. No, it's not. Read ASFA. It is designed this way.
Right.
They care.
Doing
They
exactly
don't
what they wanted to do.
The system
money.
is designed to hurt children.
Yes.
It's all about money. It's all about funding.
Yes.
It's all about this. I mean,
again, do you know, at least around my area, when a child goes missing, do you know if they don't report that to the state, CPS keeps getting money for that kid, which is why all the kids that are just kind of drop off the rolls and don't exist anymore because they've run away or God only knows what's happening to them. If CPS doesn't report it to the state, they don't go into the state database, and CPS keeps getting their money for them.
Of course they do.
Even when they don't care where the kid is, they don't know. They wait days, weeks to even inquire. Oh, you saw the child there? Okay, give me that address and we'll go check it out right away. No, A week later, they say, okay, what was that address? You mean the address in your file? They
Yep.
don't even attempt to look for the children that run away. They don't attempt to look for the children that are stolen. Because you know what? Again, they're losing their money. And ultimately, who does the responsibility come down on? That social worker who says she's in charge. Well, guess what, honey? You're in charge and you deserve to go down for this. You are the one abusing the children, not the family. Look, I've had people who have been fortunate enough to have their children return home to them that I know, but they say CPS stole my kids. Yeah, they gave me kids back, but these aren't the same kids they took. Those
No.
kids will require lifelong therapy. That family will require lifelong therapy for the trauma that is
It broke the trust.
by an organization that calls itself Child Protective Services. They don't give a crap about the kids. They don't want to protect the kids. If they did, they would at least listen to the child. When the child says, I'm scared of this foster parent, don't keep pushing that child to be adopted by that foster parent. Listen to the child.
So they take the number one fundamental thing in a family away from, and that's the trust. You trust out of a relationship, you can't have a relationship. And that's what they do. You can't be the protector. The father can't be there. The mother can't be the love of the father to do it, because they pin the mother and the father against each other. It's this one's fault. It's that one's fault. They divide and conquer. That's the way they get to this. And then they get the LGBTQ to come in and say, hey, we're here. We're going to be the patriot saints to come in and save these kids. That's not how it's supposed to be. Leave the families alone.
Darren, real quick, I have a friend who is gay, and but he even said the same thing. He said, why are they enforcing this crap in schools? He doesn't even want his nephew to be exposed to that. His own nephew to be exposed to that. So to me, it's, I swear, I'm not joking when I tell you this. When I was crying last night with this mom, her adult daughter took the phone and she said, I don't know you. Like she was visiting for the holiday. She said, I don't know you, but I've never met anyone that will stay that late at night to cry with my mom, with her mom. That girl that was talking to me is 23 years old. She said that her mom is a great mom. Great mom. But she had children very young age. She was like a teenager when she had her daughter. And then she got pregnant, remarried, got pregnant again. And the reason they took her child is not because of drugs, nothing like that. Honest, nothing. She actually worked at the school. So the reason they took her baby is because one of the nurses was giving her the IV thing, whatever, because she had a C-section, she had complications, and she is like me. I don't like needles. I get scared. I cry, and she's like, "Oh God, that hurts. Blah blah blah. Please take it easy. You have rough hands." The nurse said, "Oh, so you're telling me I've been doing this for 25 years, and you're telling me blah blah blah." All of a sudden, CPS got involved. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Right.
That's all you fucking need. Is a fucking bitch from hell. Because she doesn't like you. She reports you. That's all you fucking need. You fucking need a mother-in-law from fucking hell that doesn't like the daughter-in-law to fucking make it so bad for her to make sure she doesn't raise her own children. Because she's mommy dearest. I mean, you marry the wrong person. You don't know who you're getting married. You don't know. You don't know if you're marrying a fucking narcissist or a sociopath. They're so clever. Awesome. They'll get you. Then you fucking discover the truth. And guess what? When you make a police report to protect you and your kids because of domestic violence, they take the kids from the mom. And they give the kids to the fucking father. That piece of shit sperm donor who abused the kids physically, mentally, abused the mother physically, mentally. A couple of cases I've heard about where the kids were returned back to the mothers, but the moms were abusers as well. Do you understand now what I'm saying? The kids are not with the right parent, not with the good fit parent for the children. The kids are always returned to the abuser. Whether you're a fucking mother or whether you're the abusive father, it doesn't matter. But the victim, the real good parent, the good role model for the children, they're the ones who lose custody of their kids. And that's real fucking talk. You either believe it, you don't believe it. I don't care. Like I said earlier, I don't give a fuck. I hate what they're doing to our children. And what you have to see every child in America as your child. That's what Darren was trying to explain earlier. It's all of our children. All of our children. You guys think that I do this for fun? No. No, I don't do that for fun. I don't. So I do this because I see the injustice in the world. I even see people who go rallies who are fucking doing it for a purpose other than really helping what cause, the cause. They're literally doing it to gain. Go ahead and finish that for me, Darren, because
They're doing this. They're getting involved so that they can have their own financial gains. They're lobbyists in this thing. There's a lot of these people out there that step into this arena just to gain their own access to, get themselves further ahead in their own careers. I'm not going to say any names, but there are a lot of people in the political stage right now that are saying that they're fighting CPS, when in reality, they're just like you're saying, Auntie Barb, they're out of both sides of their face. So this is just what you just got to watch for this. I mean, this thing is an evil game. It's an evil game.
And I think that's why it's important that we're getting the word out. Because again, people assume all courts work the same. There's these laws that apply to all courts, not juvenile dependency or CPS court. You need no proof, no witnesses, no nothing, no marks on the child, no nothing. Some social worker, who, by the way, at least in California, does not even have to be a licensed clinical social worker to be a social worker. All it takes is her writing something down on a piece of paper, and the judge takes that as the gospel.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
You need to understand that there's no right to due process. You're not giving competent lawyers. The whole CPS court is completely different than every other court system in the world. I've never heard anything like this unless, you're talking about craziness, but there's nothing. There's no due process, no proof. You are guilty from day one.
Okay,
You're
but
You're never.
wait. There's something else about the schools I want to mention. First of all, the teachers are now, and I can't even talk.
Counselors.
Thank you. What they do, there's a case in our office where the mother son is doing really poor at school. Why? He's getting F's because a group of people in school are convincing that teenager that he is a she. And he's confused. That poor kid is confused. So I'm going to mention two cases. This is the first case. Then the mother addressed her concern to the school counselor, right? And the teachers. And they did nothing. She sent emails, numerous emails, sent emails. I mean, like, hey, what can I do? Blah, 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 right? Nothing happened. Then she said a year later, she said, you know what? I've been trying to do this since 2022. So I'm going to enroll him out of school, take him out of school, and then just homeschool him. Her and her husband, right? She stays home mom and her husband works. So she said, I'll handle this. As soon as she did that, that's when the counselor took action, called Department of Children and Family Services.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two case, school related as well. It's a family law matter. Husband, wife, divorced. The husband, there's two kids. the golden child and the not so golden child. The father is a narcissist. I'm not joking. This is a new case. And then the father doesn't want to have anything to do with his sons, his other son. He has two sons. Nothing to do with his other son who's failing because the golden child he's paying attention to gets an A at school, A student all the way. So that's his golden child that he takes in public and say, look, this is my son. The mother is struggling with the other son. He doesn't want to listen to her. He's against her. But because the father doesn't want to have anything to do with him, he calls him once a week, once a month. He sees him once a month, maybe for an hour, kind of say, good boy, and go home to your mama. So she had a talk with her husband. She said, you know what? You need to spend more time with him. You need to take him out. Take him out on trips. Like, do something with him. Father and son thing. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. Before you know it, CPS got involved. Why? Because the schools don't want to blame themselves. They decided to report the mom. And guess who the child was forced to go to? The abusive dad. So the point I'm making here, guys, you need to pay attention. Who the fuck you have kids with, whether you're a man or a woman, you need to pay attention. Learn, study, educate yourselves. Because that person you're sleeping with is only a 3-second job, if that, if they can last that long. So therefore, hey, there you go, pregnant. And daddy is the narcissist piece of shit. Or mommy is the narcissist piece of shit. And there you go, there goes your life. You literally destroyed your kids' lives and your life for the rest of your fucking lives. So pretty face mean nothing. There's a charming man and there are men who are charmers. Watch out from the charmers, not the charming man. There's a huge difference. A pretty face fades. It's not going to be the same. I don't care how many plastic surgeries they're going to go through. It's not going to be the same. It's the inside of the human being that counts. You choose a father, you choose a mom and a dad that actually have stability, have foundation, because your kids matter. Just remember that your kids matter. So, God, you guys want to say anything before I end the show?
I'm good. I think you just wrapped it all up pretty well.
Dr. Fowler, I know you didn't say anything today, and your tears are breaking my heart. And don't think I forgot about you, Dr. Fowler. Your case is just a little different, and I'm, in your state, and I am working really hard. I kid you not. Okay, I kid you not, Dr. Fowler. I kid you not. I know you want me to rest and get some sleep, but I did that one night though. That was cool. That one night I did get 7 hours of sleep. I did. I really, really did.
And you opted for tea last night. You said after Mr. Davis's show you were going to have tea, so not coffee.
True, and I did have tea, but I had black tea, so it has caffeine in it. So
baby steps.
I didn't have chamomile like I should, but yeah, I had coffee. I mean tea, but I need the caffeine last night because I did have a lot of people to call. But
Well,
Dr. Fowler,
well, I find that I have a dirty little secret, and that
uh,
is I haven't been following my own advice. The chair that I'm sitting in is an IKEA rocker, and for the past several nights I've been sleeping in this when I do sleep. So, not because I can't figure out how to actually lie down in the supine position and go to sleep. So, that's I can tell you, but I haven't been following my own advice. I did want to comment that I made a discovery yesterday. You see there, Miss?
yeah, I heard that. But
That's
where's
right.
the steak? You promised you're gonna buy the steak. Remember?
Well, this is what you get
This
right
is the
now. Just a reminder of the stick.
Okay, there you go.
But I did want to comment, and I'm afraid it's not very encouraging, but it was a discovery that I made yesterday, or a new realization. I was talking with some parents who are potentially eligible as substitute kinship caregivers.
Okay.
They're willing and they're able to do it for a certain party, but they are reluctant, partly because they fear the parent and what the parent may do if the parent discovers where the children have been placed. But are you ready for this? Secondarily, they're terrified of CPS.
Yep.
They're terrified that something, any little thing, can be perceived as an infraction of the social worker's ordinate rules, and their own children will be taken away from them. And I suddenly realized that that is probably, so sorry, the main reason that we don't have more foster parents, more people.
She just put us on mute. She just put us on mute. I just.
So sorry, a call came in that I couldn't avoid. I beg your pardon.
That's okay.
So I can name one other person. Her name was Miss Pat. Nobody knows who she is here. And she took in several foster children, and we all adored her because she got the children better and she was a wonderful foster mother. I also wanted to mention that I myself have fostered 11 children at least. And one of the girls in particular came to me when she was about 15 years old. Very bad things had happened to her with her mother's paramour. And I remember being in the kitchen with her one day. Part of my stress reliever used to be housework. It isn't anymore. And I like to clean the stove. And I was in the kitchen and she put her arms around me. She's kind of a big girl. And she said, Aunt Tammy, I love living with you. Why? Really, because I yell, I want you to clean things, you've got a curfew, you have all of these rules. And she said, that's exactly why. Because you keep a very clean house, and I like having a curfew, and I like having the rules, and I like doing chores. And this girl got better. She lost 50 pounds. She went back to school. She was able to purchase a home. She has a career, and she's still in my life. So it's very, very touching that she's, just so that was one successful story of what it wasn't through the formal foster care system, you see, however, but and the other children that came to me are also doing very well. So I did want to extend words of encouragement and appreciation to the hidden population of foster parents who've done a wonderful job, and to those few children that I've ever met who actually thrived when they were with foster parents and who were actually adopted and had foster brothers and sisters and in a multicultural family. We don't hear enough of those stories. But the mere fact that even we think BLN or even Antifa isn't taking on this movement, don't the lives of Black children matter? Because they too are terrified that if they protest or say something, CPS is going to come after their children.
Yep, that is so true, Dr.
How
Fowler.
about
That's why
that?
they're scared. They're not scared. They're just concerned about their family.
Well,
And
people here, I'm sorry, my darling, but in Philadelphia, if you say I'm calling the popo on you, if you say I'm calling CPS, it puts fear and dread
yeah, I know.
in everyone's lives, because we all know that if your children are kidnapped, you're now going to spend all of your resources that you already were pressed. Now you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your car. You're going to lose your house. You can't keep running back and forth to therapy and the other fake therapy and trying to comply with all of these things and these assessments and evaluations. Who has time to do that and still
Exactly.
maintain the job? So now something is going to get sacrificed. As Darren had mentioned the other day, if you don't completely comply to the letter of the rules for family, reunification or whatever it is, and who can, because before you had your children and the burden of that. Now you've got what? The counselor, the therapist, these all of these other hoops to go through. and it is extraordinarily discouraging. And now you're broke, and now you're being blamed by the social worker for that, for lack of resources. I know of cases where the social worker comes into the house, they turn on the water. The water works, you've got running water. But if it's not hot water, they're taking your kids. If they come in and they flush the
Remember,
toilet,
they take the kids whether you have it.
yes, the hot water, there has to be hot and cold running water. The refrigerator has to be stocked. There has to be proof that the heating system works and proof that the toilet flushes. Well, suppose the toilet might be out of order. I know plenty of families that don't have a regular heating system through the winter. They use little space heaters or whatever they can to get by.
Right,
They're
exactly.
lucky to have hot and cold running water.
But that's not important as long as they have something. And fuck's sakes, those kids back in the days when we didn't have all of that, kids were fine.
I'm a product of Appalachia. We're northern Appalachia.
Yeah.
Sometimes we had cold. Sometimes the water froze. But I had a wise mother who was wise enough to have water stored by. Sometimes just by virtue of the fact of this old housing stock. In some below temperatures, the water pipes freeze.
It's crazy.
But that's used as an excuse to take your children and separate families forever. Um, so thank you for listening to that. That was one thought that I had, and another thought that I have, which is maybe a little morbid, but I kind of wish I had some of my resources because I think I really would consider wearing we in Hebrew we call it a hadar, a hijab, and going to a place like Bahrain or even Saudi Arabia where they have extraordinarily restrictive rules, but you know what? They don't have this.
They don't. They don't steal children like this. They
And
protect
they don't even claim to have civil rights and a constitution and all of this, but guess what?
Dubai, Dubai,
They
Dubai.
don't have people coming into your house to steal your kids in the name of the state. They still hold the family as sacred,
Yep.
no matter what. And I'm actually willing or able to give up a lot of my other constitutional freedoms or illusions of freedom. So we're not free anymore. We're just free enough to give over all of our resources. I think I really would go and take sanctuary in a country like that, where guess what else? Once they see the platinum, they have a little bit more respect.
Yep, they do. Especially for
Oh,
mothers. They have respect for mothers. Like if you disrespect, even if their wives disrespected the husband's mom,
that's
oh,
it.
he
That's a
has
wrap.
the right to divorce her ass.
That's
I
a
kid
wrap.
you not.
That's a wrap.
Respect to a mothers are very important. They kiss their mother's hands.
That's
They
right.
kiss their mom's hands.
They do.
I mean, I'm not Muslim. I grew up in Egypt, but
Yeah.
my father would kiss my mom's hand after each meal that was put on the table. He would kiss the hand that prepared the meal in front of us. So that's respect.
And children
Respect.
kiss their
I
parents'
used to kiss
hands.
my mother's hand after school. That's respect because she takes care of us. She took care of us. She was there for us. She was our maid, our chauffeur, our everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. My dad gave her all the respect because she did more than he can ever do. My dad just went to work and he was the protector of his family, financially and physically and mentally, was able to lead and be an example. My mom was a perfect example as well. So you guys understand there is respect in other side of the world. That's why they make fun of us. But yet we have the galls and the balls to make fun of Russia and to say to people, "Oh, they're evil. They're doing this. They're doing that." What is America doing to America? That's
We
my
don't, we don't,
fucking
we
question
don't,
right now.
we don't have a country anymore. We don't have a country anymore. We have this system that has its own jurisdiction, its own nation state, its own rules that exist only in its own world, but it has repercussions across the entire world. We don't have a country anymore. If only anyone here had been accused of shooting someone, stabbing someone, or burning a building, we would all have due process. We'd have attorneys, we'd have access to the press, we could represent ourselves, we could face our accusers, we could present a case grandiloquently, we could argue.
And
And
there's something else. There's something else, Dr. Fowler. Did you guys hear the news about what Ukraine is doing to the Orthodox churches in Ukraine? Did you guys see the news about that? The Ukrainian president and the soldiers? They're literally dragging them, kicking them out of church, taking away their Bibles. They can't pray. That's the Ukraine we're sending billions of dollars to. I never trusted the Ukrainian president, by the way. And if you guys really know your fucking truth, if you did your research, you will see that Russia does not like the Ukrainian president for other reasons as well. Because he literally allows sex traffickers.
Sex traffickers, that's it. That was exactly it. That's why Putin went to war with him. That's his
That's
reason.
why. And guess what? The children are loving that president, Putin. Kids run to him. The Orthodox churches he protects them. You guys think he's this evil because we were trained and learned from school that Russia is against America.
Yeah,
That
that
the Russian
evil.
president is bad. Bad, bad, bad. But fuck you for thinking that way, because I learned at this old age, you're a bunch of liars. You fucking lie. Because he has more fucking values than you could ever have, Biden.
Pedophiles supporting pedophiles.
Yeah, you fucking are pedophiles, you assholes, and you make fun of other countries. You have no respect for your own country. You have no respect for your own people. You have no respect for your own mothers and fathers. You're teaching children to fucking be confused. And this is our fucking future, America. So yes, fuck you, President Biden, and fuck you, Camilla, and fuck anyone who fucking support them. Period. I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck.
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
now, Ms. G, back to your instructions. You know what this means, don't you?
Not gonna happen today, Dr. Fowler. I can't do that today. I have to. Okay, look, I'll tell you. So today I have 118 people to call. After the show, I have to call these people. And then I have a show with Davis at 7 p.m., 7 to 8. And then at 8:15, I have another call appointment that I have to make. And they're all asking for me to call them. I gave them to somebody else and they said, no, we want to speak to me. So I have to call them. I have to, Dr. Fowler, because there are mothers who are trying to commit suicide right now. I can't seem to think about it. That woman last night, 3 something in the morning, that's what she wanted to do. Believe me when I tell you that. That's why I was in tears. So yeah, God is going to give me the strength. I know he will. But I have to continue to do this because I hate what America's doing. I really hate it. And I hate that Joe Biden fucking laughs at the shooting before he cracks jokes before speaking about the shooting that was happening at school. What the fuck? I'm Joe Biden. Some of you know. I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Who the fuck are you? You little fucking, he walks like a turtle. He moves his hand like a turtle. He goes like this. That's too fast. That's actually faster than him. He's so dumb. Fuck, he's so dumb. Oh, he is creepy. I hate him. So yes, drain the swamp. I can't believe I'm saying it. Drain it. Drain the swamp. Because, damn, that's how stupid our government is. Our government is fucked up. For them to hug the fucking Ukrainian president, first of all, if you guys hear him speak, he scares me more than any Russian president I've ever heard of. His demeanor is not cool. Like, what did I see Nancy Pelosi doing? Holding the Ukrainian flag. You dumb fuck. Fucking stupid Nancy Pelosi. All of you fucks are dumb as fuck. Fuck you. That's all I have to say. That's it. Anybody else want to close?
I think that kind of summed it up, huh?
Well, it's real talk. I couldn't hold it anymore. Can't hold it. Can't hold it. Because mothers are suffering, fathers are suffering, aunts, uncles, family members, all of that. Kids fucking suffering in their own fucking land. By their own fucking people. By their own fucking counties. So yeah, I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. So yeah, get your fucking shit together, America, and stand up together. Fucking get your shit together and stand up together. And stop fucking judging. You're paying more attention to fucking TikTok. I don't give a fuck about TikTok. You're giving more attention to fucking gays and lesbian rights. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck is that? That's so fucking stupid. Fucking wake up, grow up before you judge other countries, you fucking idiots. Fuck. They're so fucking stupid. Because we're going to lose everything. Like Maureen just said, either you stand now or you're going to lose it all. You guys are going to lose it all. Because they're moving faster than a fucking bullet. And we're sitting here retaliating against each other as family, judging blacks and whites and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about all that. We bleed the same fucking color blood. We get gray. Most of us has the privilege to fucking buy hair color like I do to cover my gray. So we all bleed exact way. Our fucking grave is the same fucking size. It doesn't distinguish between black people grave, white people grave, Asian people grave, Middle Eastern people grave, Muslim, Christian, it doesn't fucking matter. Stand up, get together, and fucking be heard. Whether you have a CPS case or not, be heard. Be fucking heard. I feel like I'm the fucking only voice here. I feel like some people actually talk about CPS and this and that, but they're so fucking stupid because they're trying to be famous from it. They're trying to get this fucking ratings and shit. I want it to be exposed. I want Canada to have it. I want fucking Ukraine to have it. I want everybody in the world to see what America is doing to their own fucking people. Russia knows. Other countries know. Some other countries, not all countries. But you know what's sad? Our own government doesn't fucking see the corruption because they're so used to it. They're so used to the money. They keep taking money from us. That's all they're doing. But they're not taking money from the rich now. They're taking money from the middle class and the poor. So don't fucking think I'm not angry for nothing. They're fucking making parents pay child support for not seeing their fucking kids. Think about that for a fucking minute, America. Think for a minute. That's how fucked up America is right now. Yeah, I want Trump back. I want Donald Trump back. The man I didn't even care about before, the one that I never even tried to vote for before, I want him back. I want him back. And God bless him. May God protect his soul. And may God protect him overall, him and his family. Because they are so threatened by Trump. That's why they discredit his character. They are so fucking threatened by him. I swear on the Holy Bible, everything I heard that man said before he left office, it's exactly what's going on right now. It's exactly what's going on right now. I don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, his taxes. And the Democrats are using the fucking prostitute, fucking whore, dancer, this blonde girl. Bitch, go fuck someone. Instead of you fucking, it's so sad. The media is using all kinds of shit, discrediting everything he does or everything he did. Did you guys know I saw videos I've never seen on news media, CNN and NBC and all of that? I've seen things he was doing that they never even made it live to the public. They never exposed him the right way. They discredited him. Because Obama doesn't like him. Because this person doesn't like him. Oh, because Camilla. Oh, Biden. Oh, Pelosi. The $15,000 bitch refrigerator that was flashing it on TV. Yeah, bitch, we paid for your refrigerator. We fucking paid for your furniture too. And your cars. And your fucking bank accounts, fuckers. It's the American money, you motherfuckers, that you're living on. That's our fucking blood money that you are living on. If you think Donald Trump is bad, well, hey, guess what? My mouth is worth than Donald Trump. At least Donald Trump didn't say, fuck you. I did. So yeah, America, fucking grow up. Protect your fucking people and your children. And stop this fucking nonsense. And don't fucking worry about TikTok and Ukraine. Fucking worry about your own fucking country. Your land. That China keeps moving in somehow. Buying more lands in America. What the fuck is that about? Huh? What? Borders are open. Hello, Biden. Aren't you the one that said the borders are closed? Motherfucker, you didn't even know what you fucking ate in like a minute ago. So yeah, I'm pissed. So anyways, I gotta go. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Next week, Thursday and Friday. Okay?
Okay. Get some rest when you can. Okay.
Bless everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
Dear
Darren.
family.
Yeah, I know.
Family.
Love you.
We are family. We are family.
If not for you guys,
Yeah, we don't
we
have.
wouldn't have anything going on over here. I'll tell you that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we are family. We are.
Mwah. Love you.
I love
Bye.
you too. Bye, you guys.